Hello, welcome back to a new video. This is turn 6. We searched Swamp Passage for magic sites with our priestess. I did not expect to find anything, and we did not find anything. So, yeah, we only had Nature 1, Holy 2, so it wasn't very likely that we'd find anything, but it's always worth doing if you're not doing anything with a mage, I suppose. Man expended twice. Once he took Ligria, another forest province, and the other one was, this was Ligria, quite easy. The other one was into a province that Shinuyama's god attacked, so that didn't go very well. Let's watch that quickly. So Shinuyama's god is an earth serpent with and earth, so wow, this guy's going to be able to cast pretty much every good spell in the game, I guess. Air is great for all kinds of buffs and things. Earth is great for all kinds of buffs and things. They're also great for evocations. Together he can do Rain of Stones, he can do Earthquake. Yep. On top of that, it's an Earth Serpent who are almost indestructible. Takes ages to kill these things. They're very slow though, as you can see. But this guy's... Man is throwing arrows at him every single turn and has done no damage. That was the first damage he did, 6 damage. Hard fight. Yeah, so that's not very good. Other Arco also expanded. Killed the tribes with some elephants. Where was that? Over here. And, okay, that just leaves us. So we attacked 2 provinces. We attacked Scantrest. This was with our 18 units that we had left, the 9 Peltests and the 9 Phalangotes. Into tribes. Fortunately, of course, tribes are total garbage, especially these guys. These woodsmen and blowpipes. They're not even really tribes, are they? They're just woodsmen. Not the most difficult of fights. In fact, we lost no units at all. And then in Latium, we attacked with the mercenaries. This is quite a big province, if I remember correctly. It doesn't look very big though. Look big on the world map, but not in battle, I guess. Heavy infantry and mercs. Heavy infantry and militia. Looks like my swordsmen struggle a bit with the heavy infantry, but I think all my units do. So we lost 5 swordsmen, but they are only mercenaries. So that's quite nice. Unexpected event in Swamp Passage. A famous circus has been touring the province. Let me read that again. A famous circus has been touring in the province. This resulted in extra taxes in addition to the good luck that a circus always brings. Gold 271, luck +2. Some of you may or may not be aware that I made a custom nation recently, which is a clown nation. So, the fact that I've been given a fortuitous circus event is very funny. So that's quite a nice event as well. So, 271 gold. We already had a huge amount of gold, and luck +2 is, well, you know, I'll take luck +2, why not? So we had a gigantic amount of gold this turn, and our income is up to 973, as you can see. So I'm spending quite a lot of gold this turn. In Swamp Passage I've started building the fortress with Ocalia here. We're going to build a fort in Swamp Passage. In Azimar I'm building a lab, and back in my capital I'm also recruiting 3 elephants. I'm also putting another bid in for the mercenaries that we've got. Guthrie Swordsman, I've bid for 140 gold on them. Which counts as 280 because you get it's half the cost if they're already your mercenaries. So we spent a lot of gold. Bidded on mercs, recruited 3 elephants, that's 300 gold in itself. Started building a lab, that's 250 gold, and started building a fortress, which is 800 gold. So we had lots and lots of gold this turn. Also 1 point of province defense in all these provinces. Okay, so in terms of recruitment, as you can see, I am recruiting the 3 elephants, also getting another mystic. And movements, I'm going to move the my starting army with my prophet. I don't have a prophet because it's a disciples game. My starting army with my normal commander is done. I'm not going to expand it any further with this guy. He's only got 9 Phalangoites and 9 Peltests. I don't think I can take any of these provinces. This one is Cataphracts, which is a no-no. This is Heavy Cav, which is probably a no-no. These provinces are a bit too close to my ally. I don't really want to take them from him. I could probably take them. This one's only 20 militias and heavy infantry. I might be able to take that, but I don't know. Lyrian Swamps is more woodsmen, but it does say that there is Bloodhenge Druids and Dark Vines, so that might be quite tough. Yeah, there's nowhere really that's good for me to go with this army. So he's heading back home. I'll use this commander and these troops as part of another elephant army. So he should be back home in 2 turns. And it should take me 2 turns to recruit elephants as well. So in 2 turns we'll be good to go. I think that's a better use of that commander, to be honest. Mercenaries are headed to Ophaleth. Not Beritos, who is it? Bogarus. Or Bogarus. Bogarus, I don't know. Bogarus' guard is on my border here, in Frosted Peaks. That kind of sucks, because if he sees my mage in that province, he might think I'm building a fort. He might decide to just attack it, because it'd be really easy for them to do it. He'd cost me a mage and construction, and it wouldn't really cost him anything, because I wouldn't be able to respond to that at all. I think the best move he can do is just attack this, to be honest, and just to fuck with me, because what can I really do against a pretender god at this turn? Probably nothing. So, I don't know. He might not want to provoke me, I suppose, because I do have elephants, so maybe he's a bit worried I just steamroll over all his nations, but I don't know. His provinces, I mean. But I think that would be the best move he could make, would be to just attack Azimar, just to kill the mage and cost me a construction. So let's set this guy to retreat, because I don't want him to be fighting if that does happen. That's why I'm moving to Ophaleth. It was tempting to kind of attack Lyrian Swamps with the units in Scantrest and the mercenaries. But now, if his god is there, his god might take Timiglia next turn, in which case I want to have already taken Ophaleth. I can't sort of like start moving backwards. I want to grab at least one of these provinces before he gets them both. The commander that we recruited in Silvermark has finally been recruited. He's moving back to Arco to lead a future army. This commander's moving down, like I said. That just leaves my new elephant army. So my new elephants are rolling out towards Behemoth's Rest here. We've got another priestess with them, just casting some basic holy spells. Commander at the back. We've got one Phalangoid right at the front. He's just on hold. And then the elephants with a couple of units to help with morale. Because of hit point pools, they are about halfway back. And they're unscripted. So that's attacking Behemoth's Wrath. I don't imagine that will have any problems at all with this province, because it's only 10 units, it says. It's going to be a couple of heavy cav and a few heavy infantry, and that's it. So we should walk over that quite easily. And then we'll move down to White Waste. And in 2 turns, we should be able to send another elephant army up in this direction, hopefully to grab this other farmland before someone over here snatches it. I think that's it for this turn. Don't have any gold left. There are some mercenaries, but it's the Snake Charmer, who is a horned serpent who commands 50 militia, which I don't think is a very good mercenary army, to be honest. So, how's research? We're almost at level 1 in evocation, which will give us quite a few stuff that we can cast, actually. Nothing very interesting, though. Okay, so I'll leave it there. We'll start recruiting crystal mages next turn, which would be cool. And I think my god might be about to wake up soon too. Bogarus has taken his turn. I hope he hasn't attacked me, that would suck. Anyway, I'll see you on turn 7, and thanks for watching. Hello, welcome back. So, other Arco expanded once, and defeated Independence, and expanded twice, and was crushed by Independence. That heavy cavalry province that was adjacent to his capital apparently has 20 heavy cavalry and 13 light cavalry. That's kind of tough. but it's a 189 income farmland. But it's pretty brutal. He's had difficulty taking it. And man took Dardania. As for us, so we attacked Behemoth's Rest. This was our first elephant army. So at the end of the last video, after I stopped recording, I realised that I'd positioned this guy wrong. He was originally right at the very front. I've moved him back slightly. The elephants are exactly where they were though when you saw them. So that this happens, they stop just in front of the knights, or heavy cav, and then they walk over them pretty easily. I'm surprised this army doesn't rout now, because I've just killed all of the heavy cav, but they fight until the last unit. There you go. So, no losses. Elephants, pretty good. The only reason I know how to expand with elephants is because I watched Nuclear Monkey's guide on how to expand with elephants. So if you haven't watched that before, through the magic of YouTube editing, I will put a link to it somewhere on this screen right now. There'll be a link right now on this screen. Unless you've got annotations off, in which case there won't. But otherwise there will be. And you can click it and you can watch Nuclear Monkey's guide on how to expand using elephants. Because if I hadn't watched that, I wouldn't have a fucking clue. But there we go. As it is, I can easily take a 20 cavalry province, so high praise indeed. We also attacked a barbarian province with our mercs. This did not go as well, unfortunately. The barbarians just do not rout. Usually you get lucky, and the barbarians rout after a couple of casualties, but these guys just stick around. And they just stick around. And, yep, ultimately it's us that routs. What a shame. So we killed 8 barbarians and 1 commander. Maybe if we'd killed both commanders that would have been really lucky for us. But yeah, unfortunately we did not take this province. Which means Bogarus can now easily take it with his virtue, I suppose. Which kind of sucks. We killed an affliction. Oh no, we killed 1 affliction, and we got 1 unexpected event. An ancient treasure of 28 gold has been unearthed. So, money for nothing. Okay, so what's happening this turn? I'm recruiting a mounted commander in Behemoth's Rest. I'll say why in a second. I'm recruiting my first crystal sorceress in Azimar, and Utresis here is searching for sites because he's astral too, so I might as well give it a shot while he's here. Recruiting a commander in Silbermark? No, recruiting scouts in Silbermark. So they're on repeat now. I'll just recruit scouts forever in this province probably, until I reach like mass saturation and I just can't be bothered moving them anymore. But you always want as many scouts as you can. I'm going to have a scout in every one of Bogarus' provinces probably. And in Swamp Passage I'm recruiting a commander. So I'll recruit the commander in Swamp Passage, and then that commander can take over building the fortress, which frees up the priestess for building a lab and a temple. They're the only recruitments I'm doing, except in Arco of course, which is just recruiting elephants, and another mystic. So our original commander here, with our starting army, is moving back to Arco this turn. He'll pick up those elephants, plus these 2, and then he'll start expanding to the northwest. Probably try to grab this farmland. I've got a mystic I just recruited, who has Earth 2. So I've named him Prospector, and he's going to go off searching for Earth sites, starting with Behemoth's Rest, because Behemoth's Rest is in mountains, and I think mountains get slightly higher Earth site chances. Maybe? I don't know. In my head that's true, so it must be true. And the elephants in Behemoth's Rest are heading to White Waste. So I've changed the scripting slightly, and all I've done is just moved everything forward a little bit. So this goes back right at the front, and the elephants are back slightly behind, but not as far behind as they were. That's because Horse Tribe Cavalry are just archers, I think, so they're just going to sit at the back firing arrows. So there's not much point putting things further back. Might as well just put them as far forward as you can. I could probably get away with moving the elephants slightly further forward, to be honest. But they move quickly anyway. I don't. There might be some other unit in this province. I really don't know. It just says horse tribe, but there could be some infantry or something there too, right? Maybe just unreported. I don't know. But we'll leave the scripting like that. But that's what it looks like anyway. I think that's everything. We are going to hit Evocation 1 finally, which gives us some astral spells that all of our mystics will be able to cast. So Starfires affects one person and does some armor negating damage. And Arcane Bolt, if we've got any Astral 2 mystics, which we do, we have one of them, can cast this thing. This is only affects magic beings, so this would affect Bogarus' Virtue if he decides to attack us at some point. We do have a spell that will only hurt magic beings. So that if I have anybody scripted to cast this, they will only target the Virtue, which is probably the nicest part about it. And it does 10 armor getting damage with a very long range. So that might be quite useful for attacking Bogarus' Virtue if we get a couple more Arcane Astral 2 casters. I'll stick with Evocation for now, I think. We get Vine Arrow next, and my Priestesses will be able to cast that. And there are some more Water, and Fire, and Earth spells, so that's kind of our bag. What's Solar Rays? Oh, this is Undead, okay. So we'll stick with Evo. Yeah, we'll stick with Evo for now. We'll do Thaumaturgy soon after, but... only other thing I did was I put some Province Defense in Swamp Passage. It's up to 15. I'm building a fort here. I don't want, you know, a random event to attack the province. It is currently Order 3 Luck 2, even so, I'm not going to take the chance. And the only mercenaries to bid on were the Armoured Fist of God. 200 gold. His guys, I don't think they have shields. They have pikes, but they don't have shields, so I wasn't really sure what I could use them to attack, to be honest. My elephant's going to go this way next turn. Everything else is just really tough. So I don't think they're that much use for me, so I haven't recruited any mercenaries this time. But that does leave us with 265 gold, and we have 1,000 income. So we should have more than 1,000 gold next turn, quite easily. And that's it. End of the turn. So, that was turn 7, and I'll see you next time for turn 8. Hello and welcome back. Research and Evo was completed. So, like I said in the last video, or last turn, that gives us Starfires and Arcane Bolt primarily, but we can use all of the water and fire spells as well with our mystics, if they have water and fire. Cold Bolt, I suppose we will use that. 45 range, 19 damage, it's pretty decent. So we'll keep going through Evocation for now, at least until we hit Vine Arrow, I suppose. Utresis found 2 magic sites in Azimar, a Painted Cave, +1 Astral, and a Starlit Pond, +1 Astral. So, I usually, I seem to have good luck in a lot of my games. The very first time that I search for sites, I always seem to find something. But it never really continues that way. But that's really, really great. 2 extra pearls already. I'm really, really pleased with that. I have renamed Utresis to Paparazzo, because he's going to be looking for stars. Haha, get it? And he's going to be an astral site searching mage now. So we're going to have one Earth site searcher, Prospector here. He's going to be walking around looking for Earth sites. And Paparazzo will be looking for astral sites. Battles. Other Arcoscephale had 1 battle, which went fine. That's over here. So he took that forest province that I wanted to leave for him. Man had a battle, which went okay. He lost quite a few units, but he did take a big province, 100 income farmland. So that's quite nice. Man also hit Shinuyama's serpent again, which is not fun. And we had a battle in White Waste. So this was another elephant battle. As you can see, the horse drive cavalries don't actually do anything. They just stand there firing short bows at my arrow catcher right at the front. And the arrow catcher, well, he catches the arrows, so does his job. Well, the elephants move up, and that's that. That's literally, that's it. That's the whole fight. So very easy. Where does that put us now? Where am I? So we can see now that we have Bandar log on our border, which is not good, because I was hoping I'd be able to expand downwards in this direction. So I'm now boxed in on two sides. We have to hope that nobody's over here yet, which seems, I don't know, unlikely. Maybe we'll still be able to get this farmland, get these forests. I think this is like as far as I'll probably get. And it could very well be that these provinces have already been taken, if I'm unlucky. We'll have to see. That would really box us in. But we're attacking Assandius. So once again, we've moved the elephant slightly further back, and we've moved the arrow catcher slightly further back, because heavy cavalry move a lot. They have quite high AP. My new army of elephants, led by my original starting commander, is heading out. They're scripted the usual way. Arrow catcher at the front, elephant slightly behind. They're going out with a priestess to cure afflictions, and they're attacking Momafi, which has 20 wolf tribe, so that will not be very difficult at all. Anything else that's happening this turn? I recruited my scout here in Silvermark. I'm going to be recruiting scouts here every turn. This scout is going to head to my cap and then attack the throne, because I'd like to see what's in the throne. Because it's a big throne, so we want to look at taking it at some point. I think that's everything. We recruited our first crystal sorceress. Got this mounted commander. Oh, I said I'd mention what this was for later. It's for building a fortress, basically. These guys have map move 3, so they'll be able to chase this army, and then when I want to build a fort in a province, I can move with the army, because they can move an additional square. That's not true yet though, because they have to go through a waste, and wastelands hinder movement, unfortunately. But yeah, he's just to build a fort. He's a very, very fast mover, and he'll build a fort at some point. We want to look at getting our third fort up sooner rather than later. This one here still has 3 months left. Akelia is building a temple now. She'll build a lab next turn, and our income is looking pretty good. Recruiting 1 more mystic, 5 more elephants, which will take 2 turns. And once that's done, we'll roll out our third elephant army, and that will probably be our final elephant army. Because we'll have to start massing conventional troops to start thinking about invading somebody. And elephants aren't great for invading people, but we'll see. I think that's it for this turn. Let's just check province defense. It's all 4. Still got 113 treasury in the bank. There is a nice set of mercenaries, Ferdinando's footmen. They're exactly the same as the last mercenaries that I just had. They're just all swordsmen. But I don't have the gold to bid on them at the moment, unfortunately. I could sacrifice elephants, but yeah, I'd rather get efficiency out of the resources. Okay, so that was turn 8, and I'll see you on turn 9. Hello and welcome back. This is turn 9. So Prospector found a site in Behemoth's Rest. Interestingly enough, it's a astral site. So the intention for him was to find earth sites, but apparently there was an astral 1 site here. So he found us a painted cave. Gives us +1 pearl per turn. So that takes us up to 6 pearls per turn now. That's quite nice for this early in the game, I suppose. We'll start stocking those pearls up for later. Since I've already found a level 1 astral site here, I'm not going to bother having Paparazzo search. I'm satisfied with that, to be honest. Let's just move on and look for some more sites in White Waste. The entire nation rejoices. Manufactured pot bands, ruler of Arcoscephale, that's other Arco, has woken up. And Bland Amazement has also woken up, so that's my pretender. So that's this guy, the Raven of the Underworld. Should have seen him before, if you watched the first video. 3 battles, 2 of which were mine. So we expanded with our 2 elephant armies now. One in Mumafi, and one in Assandius, which was against a lot of heavy infantry, unfortunately. So Mumafi, pretty straightforward. Tribes are not going to do much against elephants, so... Yep, that's it. So no losses. And the heavy cavalry, There was quite a lot of heavy cavalry, and they were started right the way up at the top, which is quite interesting. We do kind of get first hit though. Unfortunately, one of my elephants takes the brunt of a lot of lance charges. The goal with the heavy cav provinces is to do so much damage on the first turn that they rout immediately and don't do that. But it was not to be. So we lost one elephant, but that's all. So that's not too bad. It was 15 heavy cavalry, so a bit tough. And other Arco expanded, and he took a province from tribes. So, yeah. Looks like he's found... This must be Yomi, because this is Shinu. There's no way that Shinu is that big. So I guess that's Yomi. So, this border is not nice. He's trapped there now. He'll have to go all the way back around to get to Miska. Border here is terrible. Man has been just completely boxed in by this Earth Serpent. But we do have all these inner provinces that they can still take, so hopefully it's not too much of a problem. Two unexpected events. In Latium we found the lure of a hideous troll. We found his gems and his gold, but unfortunately the troll itself escaped, as he always seems to do. So that's 2 fire, 2 water, 2 earth, and 2 slaves. It's quite nice. And in Momofi, people are starting to worship false pretenders in the secrecy of their homes. Dominion -2. That's not good, is it? And that's everything. Okay. So what's happening this turn? Well, we had lots of gold again. In Swamp Passage, we now have the temple. So Arcalia is now building the lab. Fortress will take 2 more months. I'm recruiting a priest in this province, because why not? It's not like I'm not doing anything else, so I might as well. I'll have one priest, and then I might recruit another commander as well, just to have one. Also recruiting some archers. I was going to show this once the fortress actually went up, but I'll show it now. Yeah, you can recruit archers here. They're the really cheap archers as well. There's different kinds. These are the 10 gold 8 resource ones. I think if I look in this province, yeah, this province has the same ones. This is the 22 resource ones. They get better armor and they have higher protection. This is the really cheap ones. So I'll probably start massing archers here, because Arcoscephale doesn't seem to get any good ranged units. All they have is the Slinger, who's a piece of shit, so we'll get some archers. What we really want is crossbows, but I don't know how lucky we're going to get and find crossbows. Or hobo crossbows, just to be even luckier. So that's what's happening in Swamp Passage. New scout that we recruited in Silvermark is heading over to Bogarus' territory. Got a new crystal sorceress, that's nice. Site searchers are moving to White Waste. My god is also moving to White Waste. My god is also going to be site searching. God is going to be looking for earth and death sites, of course. So he'll do that for a while. We'll start here, and I'll probably check the swamps next. Elephant armies moving on. Let's keep moving west to try and grab these provinces. And in Arco, I'm recruiting one more elephant and a bunch of hippaspists, because bunch of hippaspists. Hippers, I'm going to call them hippers from now on. Bunch of hippers, because these seem like my best melee troop. The spear isn't quite as long as the phalangoites, but they have slightly higher protection, higher defense, and they're still pretty good. Map move 2 as well, same as the phalangoites. So I'm going to recruit a bunch of these guys. These will be my sort of blockers, and then in Swamp Passage we'll recruit archers, and they'll be my my ranged unit. And then between those two provinces we'll have an army. That's the plan. I might switch back to phalangoites eventually, because these guys are quite expensive. They're 16 gold, 24 resources. Phalangoites are only 13 gold, 19 resources. Yeah, but I'm recruiting a bunch of those for now. Recruiting one more priestess to send out with the last elephant army. That'll be led by this guy, Nejdego. They'll lead out the final elephant army, which I guess the army currently in Momofi will go straight west, and then the next elephant army will go up and cap these couple of provinces, and maybe try and take this one as well. And that'll be the plan. I think that's everything. Mercenaries, just that's not mercenaries, that's research. Mercenaries was just barbarians. I don't want barbarians, so I'm not going to build anything there. And oh yeah, I'm sending the scout into the throne, so he's just set to retreat. So we'll see what's in this throne province next time. We'll Because the report is all over the place. Now it's 570 units. I think it was like 300 last turn. I've no idea. We'll see how tough this throne is when the scout attacks it. Yep, that's everything. So we are actually quite close to the next level of evocation. So we'll get Vine Arrow, and then I guess we'll switch to Thaumaturgy for a bit, and then we'll go back and forth between those two. Okay, that's everything. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for the end of the video. Hello, welcome to turn 10. We had 3 battles this turn, although one of those battles was just a scout attacking a throne, of course, quite bravely. And Man had 1 battle, which did not go great. I think Man's plan of long Roman expansion is not working out very well. But let's check out our battles, shall we? So, alright, I guess these aren't the most interesting things in the world. Watching elephants walk over tribes and things. This guy does cast Sleep, which is the early game elephant counter, of course. But 1 druid ain't gonna do much against 5 elephants. So, no losses there. That was a very small province though. And in Greendale... Was this one slightly more interesting? I can't remember. No, it was also tribes. These guys start quite low down the battlefield again. So we don't get first strike, unfortunately, because they're having to walk all the way diagonally. You'll see what I mean now. So the elephants walk right up and then stop. It's not very good. So if these were better units, they probably might have killed an elephant then. But they are woodsmen. They're bird tribe warriors, actually. So they don't do any damage to the elephants, and then my elephants just walk over them. So, same story. No losses. That was quite a lot of units though. 42 bird tribe warriors, holy cow. Then we attack the throne. So, the report is the interesting thing here. That's a lot of stuff, to be sure. No mages though, only the Great Mother herself. But the Great Mother is hella powerful. I'll show her off now. We also got really confused when at the beginning of the fight the priest cast Bless, and I was thinking, how has he got a Bless? But he hasn't got a Bless, he's just casting +1 morale. Yeah, so it's a lot of units. I know what Earth names are. I don't think I've seen a Vine Ogre before. Just a giant Vine Man though. Got some crap units here, militia. The Vine Ogres are big, I guess, size 4. And these guys are size... oh, they're size 2, okay. So I couldn't trample any of this stuff with my elephants either, because the Vine Ogres really stop things. And then the Great Mother herself has Earth 5, Nature 6, and all of these gems. Holy fuck, that's a lot of gems. Who knows what she would cast if we attack this throne. Probably something awful. Yeah. So I'm probably not going to be attacking that throne anytime soon. If she casts some kind of giant battlefield-wide buff, like a protection buff with Earth or Nature, all that stuff is going to become incredibly hard to kill. Unexpected event, minus 143 gold. We got quite a lot of gold though, so we can take the hit. Okay, so state of the world stuff first. Man has had disastrous expansion and been boxed in by Shinuyama. Still has all these provinces to take though. Other Arco has also had a fairly difficult expansion. Last turn one of his provinces was taken by Jomon, which is quite interesting. There was no report though because Arco forgot to put province defense in his provinces, so they just took it effortlessly. Yeah. Down here, last turn, you may remember, or not, I don't know, I was actually moving my units into Northangs. I switched at the end of the video to Greendale because Bandar Log's player spoke to us and said, hey, our cap is 77, so don't take that province, it's ours. So this is Bandar Log, so I left that province for him. We also have some kind of non-aggression pact with Bandar Log. I don't know what it is. I don't usually make naps myself, but our team has made a nap. I think it's like 12 turns or something. Sure, why not? The reason for that is because people are concerned about Jomon. I don't know who else is on Jomon's team, I'll find out. But apparently Jomon is one of those... Jomon is a really bad nation. I've played Jomon before. But apparently in a Disciples game, Jomon is actually really, really good. Because your allies can just protect you while you build up research to get your Tengu. And then they can just feed you gems to help you, summon loads of Tengu. Which makes sense to me. So Jomon is considered kind of scary in Disciples games. So lots of teams are actually deciding to sort of peacefully band together and attack Jomon. So I think that's why we've got an non-aggression pact with these guys. I think they've also got some kind of border with them, maybe. I don't know, looking at it now that seems unlikely. Maybe they border one of Jomon's allies though. I can't remember who Jomon's allies are. I think that's everything. That's the state of the world. Okay, so what are we doing this turn? Well, finishing the fort in Swamp Passage. I'm moving a commander to Arco, just so that there's a commander in Arco. My priest is moving out. I'm going to build a temple in one of these provinces, I guess. Why not? But we'll have the fort next turn, so we can start recruiting mystics here. So in Arco, I've started recruiting Sibyls. Got one Sibyl on the way. This is a Sibyl. They're a bit like mystics, I suppose. They have astral, and they also have a chance of water, just like mystics. But their other paths are death and nature, which is different from mystics. They also start much higher as well. 2 astral, 1 nature, and 2 holy. So Sibyls are cool. Similar sort of story with mystics though. I'm going to communion these guys up and cast larger, probably astral stuff with them. So I'm getting one of those. They're slow to recruit, so I'll get one every 2 turns. I'm also recruiting a mixture of Phalangites and Hippos. Movements-wise, elephants are moving on. I'm going to attack this cave. Wasn't sure if... I'm always weird about caves, because I don't really know what the units are like in caves. I checked. Backhamina shows are garbage. I'm pretty sure these are like the little green guys. You can see. They've got like 8 hit points or something stupid and garbage stats. And I don't think trample is affected by darkness, so my elephants will just roll over them like any other unit. Finally going to attack Semioc. Don't have any dominion here, so I have no idea what the stats are like. But hopefully it's another like 200 income province, that'd be ownage. So these guys are moving there. Oh yeah, that reminds me as well, we also found 2 nature sites this turn. They were just auto-reveal forest sites. So we've got a wild forest here, 1 nature gem, and White Man Hill here. Increases growth, 1 nature, 100 supply. Bringing our gem income up to 6 astral to 3 nature. That's quite nice, albeit slightly limited. We'd like to find some elemental sites. Speaking of sites, my 3 site searches are now in White Waste. I think wastelands have the highest possible chance of having sites, so I'm going to search for Earth 2, Astral 2, and Air 4 and Death 4 sites here. So hopefully we'll find something. I think that's it. Only other movement is scouts. Scouts are... got 1 scout heading into Bandar Logs territory. Got another scout moving down. This scout's heading into Bogarus' territory. Next few scouts I guess will go up, start scouting out Jomon for my allies. I think what I'm going to have to do is start taking some of these provinces and then just like give them to my allies. Which involves using 2 commanders. One of my commanders and one of theirs, and then you can like swap the province. I can show that off, can't I? Let's see. So if I go here you can see miscellaneous, relinquished province. So it says the allied commander must be visible. And present, of course. So I might have to do that eventually, because my allies have had quite poor expansion. Let's be real. Let's real talk here, guys. Not great. Since it's the end of the video, I can even show off some score graphs from me and my allies, I guess. Or maybe I shouldn't. Maybe it'll cast them in a bad light. Anyway, I'll end the turn there. I've got a ton of gold. I'm going to try and build another fort soon. Probably in Semioc. Yep. Okay. Ending the video. And in the next few turns, I'll try and finish off independent expansion and then start helping out with my allies attacking Jomon, I guess. Or at least holding off Jomon. See you then.